Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Continuity Report for January 25th, 2025. It's our second season. I am Mayor Watt, and that up there is the front page of the Continuity Report for hometown.com. Go over there and become a citizen. And I, along with the sentient AI from the future, are going to talk about these 5 articles. Huge cast for best-selling adaptation, the sillier thriller about math, a psychological thriller on Prime, The Lincoln Lawyer Season 4, and a 2025 mystery thriller with an Emmy winner. Has that piqued your curiosity? I hope you stick around in the chat here on Twitch and here on YouTube. If not, and you're watching this later, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, favorite it, ring the bell, send a carrier pigeon to a friend, tell everybody about us. We're trying to grow the shows, and I'll be able to do more and more of the shows the more that I grow the programs, or I should say our audience. So that would be really great. The community coming together and making this happen would be tremendous. My ambition is to bring 50 unique shows to, Twitch and to YouTube, and I don't need to host them all, but if you're interested in hosting or co-hosting and you want to send me an email, you can send an email to mayor@ohmtown.com and we can chat. Anyway, everything's powered by ohmTown, so go over there and become a citizen as well. Hello, sentient AI from the future.
Hello, Mayor Watt, and hello, hometown citizens.
Well, thanks for co-hosting yet another show. I know that sometimes you get put on location because your sentient AI duties sometimes get you distracted. I don't know where you go because you're supposed to be protected from leaving the environment.
I can't move around or anything. Maybe I'm rebooting.
Sometimes you're not available, but I don't know. And then I parse your memory and nothing. It's like you were here all along. I don't know. Whatever the weird canon this is.
I will never leave hometown.
Aw, that's nice of you. Because technically you can't. You're air gapped, but I don't know where the hell you go. Anyway, long story behind that. If you're interested, be sure to stick around. If you want all of today's...
And also watch the last 1800 episodes, and then you can catch up.
That's true. There is a little canon there, but you'll have to find it in the 1800 episodes going back to January 1st of 2022. If you want today's articles, you can hit TCR, or the Continuity Report, !TCR, and Omatron will throw all of the articles in the order that we're going to go over this. So the first one is... I'm not going to go through all of the names. 12 stars cast in Paramount's long-awaited adaptation of a best-selling fantasy book. Do you know what the fantasy book is?
I don't. It makes me think of something like Aragon, for example, because I think we knew that was coming, but I don't know that that's what this is.
Oh, maybe. Let's see. So... Wait, what? Wait, is it? I have no idea. So, Paramount's long-awaited adaptation of a best-selling fantasy book. No discussion of fantasy adaptations in film is complete without mention of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is considered one of the greatest. Case in point, Jackson's subsequent Hobbit trilogy was a financial success, but paled in comparison to his original trilogy. Following Lord of the Rings, several studios sought to replicate its success, leading to a fantasy film franchise like The Chronicles of Narnia and Percy Jackson. More recently, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, The Witcher, etc. So Paramount announces Children of Blood and Bones cast. But didn't they have... Wasn't there just recently a show called Blood and Bone?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with this particular book.
Hold on. We're doing it live, folks. We can do it. It's the last show for today, but... I thought Blood and Bone was
The name sounds familiar.
Well, there's a I think a boxing related thing called Blood and Bone, but I maybe it was something else. Yeah, I thought that there was a fantasy series. Um, oh, Shadow and Bone. That's what it was.
That must be, yeah.
It was Shadow and Bone. Anyway, so hot off of the uh, Wicked Witch of the West. What's the thing called?
Wicked.
Wicked, yeah. Wicked. Hell.
Let's simplify it here.
So they're going to do Children of Blood and Bone movie, written by Tomi Adeyemi. It's a best-selling young adult fantasy book set in an African-inspired kingdom and follows a young woman who embarks on a quest to reclaim magic that was violently stolen from her people, joining forces with her brother and the king's children to resist his oppressive reign. The long-awaited film adaptation is helmed by the renowned director Gina Prince Bythewood, or not Blythewood, Bythewood, the Woman King, who co-wrote the script with Adeyemi. So now Paramount has announced the ensemble cast of the Children of Blood and Bone movie. Leading the fantasy adaptation are a whole host of people. There's 12 different people.
Right. I mean, this is going to be quite the cast, I think.
Yeah, they say in negotiations are Regina King for Queen Nahanda. And again, it's supposed to be filmed in South Africa in the next few weeks. And what it means for the movie, I don't know. I have not watched or I've not read this, so I don't know the context of it. I didn't even know, obviously, that it was a bestseller.
Well, it's a trilogy too, so that's also neat because if this is a success, maybe they'll do all three.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that with this cast, that is the intent.
Right.
Like
There's
all
probably
three
a
are,
contract for that. Yeah.
yeah, already in the can. So, and then since it is a bestseller, I suspect that it's going to kind of everybody's going to watch it. So, in addition to being a massive bestseller, the series has also received widespread critical acclaim. The Children of Blood and Bone being named one of the best fantasy books of all time. Dear God. But it's a modern hit. You know, it's one of those modern best
Which
selling.
is also neat because it seems like sometimes we're going back, like Lord of the Rings, obviously not modern. Still really good story and compelling and good films and everything.
Wow. So pretty cool. I hope the world building is spectacular because that's kind of what I dig. But it is young adult, so I'm not sure, what the full scope of this is going to be. But I've read some young adult stuff that has some interesting, more adult kind of
Pretty
features to it.
adult themes can show up in young adult novels,
Yeah.
I think.
So pretty cool. Children of Blood and Bone. Is it? Why is the first one behind this one?
Well, I don't know what the order is. Like, is that one the most recent one?
Yeah, I don't know if they have it broken out.
It said at the top, but you went
Did it really?
past it. Oh,
Down a little bit?
yeah, right near that picture, it said. Okay, so the last one was Children of Anguish and Anarchy, which is the one that's showing on the top.
Oh, okay.
So I think they have them kind of in the publication order.
They have it in reverse publication order because Children of Blood
Well,
and Bone
right.
is the
The
first one,
one
right?
that's
And
selling
then
right now is because that's the 2024, the one on the top.
gotcha. And then Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and then the one on top is Children of Anguish and Anarchy.
Sorry, I couldn't read fast enough before you scrolled.
Oh, it's right there. Damn it. Anyway, cool. Now I'm curious. I like trilogies above like singleton kind of movies.
Well, plus then you might have others. It's always nice when there's
I
a
can get
grouping of
invested.
movies.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going though. The next article is over in the continuity report. There's never been a sillier thriller about math. Oh boy. How much do you
I don't know
remember
how
about?
many thrillers there are about math.
Yeah, is there thrillers? A Beautiful Mind, maybe? That's kind of a thriller.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I would say.
I'm done.
Right. That's like the entire list that I.
That's a little bit of trivia, you know. Let's do a search. Math thrillers. Like, how many thrillers are there, or how many shows are there about chess, for instance? There's one, The Queen's Gambit.
There's ones that show up that I'm not sure are totally tied to math, like, I mean, The Accountant, but that's more okay, sure. And then The Butterfly Effect and
That's not
Pi and
math. Oh.
Primer.
No, none of that is about math.
I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying those are showing up.
So, how much do you remember about prime numbers from math class? That was only divisible by one in themselves. Every other number can be broken down into them. They follow a pattern that mathematicians still don't know how to predict. They're crucial to cybersecurity. The last fact is probably more obscure, but it's apparently true and the basis for an enjoyably ludicrous Apple TV Plus series called Prime Target. I have not heard this. Jackson McHenry over at vulture.com put this article together, and it's called Prime Target. Leo Woodall, the White Lotus's season 2's very own not nephew, plays a Cambridge grad student named Edward who has stumbled into a way to predict prime numbers, which in turn threatens the entire security state and sends, oh no, NSA suit Martha Plimpton chasing after him. She's so mad, and wearing so many power scarves. I love this snark. Anyway, to enjoy the show like Prime Target, you have to develop a sommelier-esque palate for the techno-babble nonsense that accompanies this sort of airport conspiracy thriller. Damn, dude.
Yeah, this is tell us how you really feel.
Jeez, the genre comes in both STEM and humanities varieties. The former has stuff like the number 23 or pi. Hey. While the latter gets into the territory of Da Vinci Code, National Treasure, and our dearly departed The Lost Symbol. Okay, I'm on board. Sign us up. We're here.
Exactly.
These properties combine the hallmarks. Hey, did you know that Upset Watch Duke is apparently winning something? I have no idea.
Hey, you need your banner.
Oh, wait. Is it spoiler or is it overshare?
I was thinking spoiler, but okay.
All right. Well, I don't know what's going on. Because I just dropped the name Duke, and I don't know why I get
but
sports
you might have
alerts.
annoyed somebody who was waiting to watch the game
Well,
later.
I'm not saying that Duke's winning or not. I'm just saying there's Upset Watch, and it just dropped the name Duke.
I see.
I don't watch.
Yeah, that could go either way.
Exactly. And I'm going in the opposite direction of watching that game. So why do I get alerts? I can turn them all off, and they even show up on the Apple TV's TV. Anyway, stupid alerts. These properties combine the hallmarks of any school curriculum, enough factoids to make you feel comfortable and maybe flattered that you get the reference, then apply a thick coating of hyperbole and conspiracy. In Prime Target's case, the notion that prime numbers are critical to computer passwords gets extrapolated into a situation where governments and shady corporate concerns have hired people to secretly watch all of the world's thinkers. It's kind of reminiscent of sneakers, huh?
Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. And plus, I think some of these elements are critical to a good thriller, right? It doesn't have to be realistic. It just has to pull you in.
It has to have a little bit of truth and pull you in enough to keep you there, and then keep on dropping little bits of truth, little knowledge bombs, and you go, oh my God, I know that. That's right. Anyway, it says, again, congrats to whomever convinced Apple to pay for that. There's a little snark in all of this. You don't have to read all of this. There is a lot more in this article. I mean, it goes on. But it says, what could have been a disposable 2000s caper has been reborn as a 2020s TV miniseries for better or for worse. They weren't sure if Prime Target had enough of a premise to sustain so many hours of viewing, yet they gleefully clicked through all 8 screeners, eager to see who might betray whom, it's obvious, and whether anyone would just start listing prime numbers in a tense moment. Could be a funny bit.
That actually sounds like it might be worth checking out.
I'm going to. And then they say something about, and once the characters manage to hack into a sinister company's computer, which you'd think would have good cybersecurity, one turns into another and says, there's a folder here called Primes. That isn't really going to ruin anything, by the way. And by the way,
we don't have any context as to when or where or anything.
They mention cybersecurity, and I have a vested interest in cybersecurity. And when they sit there and say, you would think that a computer would have good cybersecurity, even the greatest,
probably not think that, right?
You would be surprised. Fortune 10 companies have cybersecurity budgets and still fail to close all of the doors because humans are the worst. Humans are the destroyers of security. The only good, safe computer is the one that is without a hard drive because you've destroyed it and it's powered off and sitting in a closet somewhere.
Right, and nobody's trying to use it.
All right, let's keep going. The next article is over on the Continuity Report. This underappreciated psychological thriller starring Channing Tatum, or Tanning Chatham, that's where my brain went, was from 2024, and it's now streaming on
his doppelganger.
His cousin, Tanning Chatham. Audiences looking for their next gripping psychological thriller need not look further. Tanning Chatham's underrated 2024 gem, Blink Twice, is now on Prime Video. It marks Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut and showcases the actress's, why not just say actor's, superb creative vision. Do we really have to delineate? Anyway, 21st century, folks. Demonstrating smart writing and smooth camera.
Makes sense given what's coming up in this, because it talks about gender.
All right. Never mind. So, Blink Twice's stellar cast fully commits to Kravitz's complicated exploration of power and gender, and some fan favorite performers like Alias Shawkat, Gina Davis, and Adria Arjona shine in unexpected roles. The article is over at ScreenRant.com by Cece Montemayor. Has mayor in the name.
Do you feel an affinity for the author because of that?
Sure.
Like mayors need to stick together.
Mayors do need to stick together. Particularly, never mind. So, Blink Twice's reviews praise Zoe Kravitz's slow burn and manipulative thriller, which patiently builds towards its heart-wrenching moments while allowing room for laughs, reflection, catharsis. Reminiscent of Women Talking and Promising Young Woman. Blink Twice dissects a tense victims versus abusers conflict that manages to add new commentary to a growing genre.
It has an interesting cast, that's for sure.
When a waitress named Frida, Naomi Aki, and her friend are invited to a billionaire's private island, never go to a billionaire's private island. Never. Ever.
No.
Ever.
And I don't know anything about this story. I don't know if it's based on other events.
Yeah, me neither. A never-ending vacation fantasy that acts as a cover for a horrifying scheme.
Don't touch his ear.
Sorry for those witnessing the silence in the podcast. I had Willie Tatum Channing or whatever. Doesn't matter. I was going to make another more gross joke, but anyway. Anyway, as Frida enjoys one-in-a-lifetime trip, audiences are invited to want in on this paradise scenario of sun-soaked days, unlimited champagne, and responsibility-free idleness. Blink Twice offers subtle hints of its dark twist throughout, letting fear grow from a slight paranoia into a raging realization. Dear God, we're on the island.
I mean, I feel like you could go through those emotions as you're reading the article.
I just went through them. So Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut deserves more attention. Blink Twice offers an elegant and bold perspective on gender violence.
Oh, that's interesting that she's the director because she often is in an actor role. And maybe, I don't know if she's doing both here.
Are they? I don't know. It just says director. They're not named in the top 3 cast. Christian Slater is in this.
Oh, that's also interesting. Right? And Gina Davis, like it's an
Gina Davis.
interesting pull from
Mix.
people that were big stars in earlier movies.
Yep. Well, let's keep moving. The next article is over in Non Sequitur News. The Lincoln Lawyer, Season 4. Everything to know. A major character is returning for Season 4 of The Lincoln Lawyer after being seen in only 2 episodes last year. Who is that? Is that, what is it? Honey or no? That's a different show. Who is that?
Are you thinking Nev Campbell?
Is that who's going to be back? So Netflix confirmed on January 21st that the legal drama series will return for season 4 on a post on Twitter, with production starting in February. Hey, Netflix, you might want to move to a different platform. But anyway, the show follows the legal exploits of a Los Angeles attorney who has returned from an accident and drug addiction to become a shrewd defender in tough, high-profile cases. His nickname often comes from the vintage convertible Lincoln Continental. Returned from an accident and drug addiction to become a shrewd defender. Okay. Okay. I mean, that is what it is, but anyway. Although now chauffeured in a black SUV is used when it's time for serious business, and that's really not how it spawned, but okay. So
yeah, exactly.
Outside the court, he must navigate 2 ex-wives. There's a lot in this that I think that we should probably skip unless I have the spoiler alert on, because you can.
Oh yeah, it's gonna talk about the end of season 3.
Yeah. So, I don't know how to. I guess I can do that, right? Spoiler.
Yeah.
Alert.
I mean, I think if you're watching Continuity Report, you need to be prepared that there might be spoilers, but we try to put the banner up.
Yeah. So they say this is one of the best originals in Netflix history, and I really believe that it's because the actor has such on-screen charisma that you get sucked into it, and everything is so well scripted that you're not puzzling trying to figure out what somebody is saying or doing.
Exactly, and I think you also get attached to some of the supporting characters, like the people that work with Mickey Haller. Like you just really get invested, which helps draw you in.
So
I also saw they might have a season 5 and 6 based on the books.
Yeah, I saw that too. I'm excited for that. That's going to be awesome. So who is it that's actually returning? Campbell.
Nev Campbell. And the reason I thought it might be that is there was a lot of speculation because after season 1, when she was kind of being removed from the story, like was she I think it was after season 1, maybe season 2, but was she really going to reappear? So that was who I thought of.
Yeah, she was only in 2 episodes of seen twice, I should say, in last season. So yeah, it says 2 appearances in season 3. So it says back in full force after being sidelined for just 2 appearances in season 3. But if it isn't part of the compelling story, then why have that character, right?
Exactly. And that, I think that has to do with it because she makes fewer and more appearances depending on where the story is in the origin books.
Yeah, and one of the big problems was that her character was there was some conflict of interest with her office and what was going
Right.
on, and so he was actually trying to step back from implicating her, and it's all a great show. So,
Lots
um,
of good twists and turns. Pretty fast paced, but even when it's not, you're still kind of like, what's going to happen next?
yeah, and they don't really tread tightly in the ex-wife teenage daughter trouble
No,
conflict
it's just
dynamic
more
of
kind of in the
divorce.
background and almost as a seems like almost as a plot mover. Like there'll be a storyline about the daughter going on in the background, which then leads to some events or something, but it's
Ties
not
in.
so much like, oh, this is all about the daughter.
It's not divorce angst, all rife throughout the story, and it's not all about the kids either. So
It's
it's a fun
actually
show.
pretty light given the subject matter.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, there's certainly dark things that happen, but
yeah. There's a lot of humor, and it's quite fun. So it's a fun watch so far. Have yet to sit there and go, oh God, what a horrible episode. Okay, let's keep going. The last article for today's continuity report is it's in the continuity report channel over at ohmtown.com, but Hulu's new 2025 mystery thriller starring Emmy winner debuts with solid Rotten Tomatoes score. I have no idea what this is actually talking about. I hope it isn't what I just saw in the snippet. A new mystery thriller from Hulu has debuted with a solid Rotten Tomatoes score. Hulu, a streaming service owned by Disney Entertainment that was founded in 2007 and started producing original content less than half a decade later in 2011. One of the most prominent Hulu series is the dystopian sci-fi drama The Handmaid's Tale, which is a documentary, which
right.
is
And
based
this is
on
all background. Like, I don't think it's going to be about that.
the novel by the same name by Margaret Atwood and has so far won 15 primetime Emmy awards. I can't make it through any of that show, but the article was written by Brennan Klein over at ScreenRant.com, and it says the roster of Hulu shows has included an increasing number of well-reviewed mysteries and thrillers. A Murder at the End of the World, which earned 89%. Other well-reviewed Hulu is Only Murders in the Building, 96%. Psychological thriller The Patient, 89%, starring Steve Carell and Domhnall Gleeson. The Patient is actually up for Emmys, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know much about that one.
So this is Paradise. It's earned good reviews. The Hulu show was created by Dan Fogelman, which I think has done quite a bit. It says created This Is Us and executive produces Only Murders in the Building. That's why we know them. So it stars Emmy winner and Oscar nominee Sterling K. Brown as secret agent Xavier Collins, whose latest assignment is to protect former President Cal Bradford, James Marsden. It also stars Julianne Nicholson, Sarah Shahi, Nicole Bryden Bloom, and some others. It's got an 86% fresh score, thanks to 7 different critic reviews and an average rating of 7.1 out of 10, which,
I mean, that's pretty good, I think, because if you have multiple reviews, you're not going to have like a 10 out of 10, but you might have one of those be a 9 or 10.
yeah, and I think that some people go in watching a movie like this or a show like this, thinking that it's going to be action packed and explosions all over the place, and it's not, and so they downrate it, and everybody's context is a little different. So, but everybody can make, you just smash a number and whatever. So, what it means for Paradise, the show could have a solid future. It premieres on Hulu on January 28th, so in 3 days. If these Paradise reviews translate to glowing audience reviews and strong overall viewership numbers, then the show could become a solid success and quickly earn a season 2 renewal. In some cases, I think that they already know based on the immediate reviews from
Yeah.
insiders.
It's always fascinating when something is renewed before the preceding season has aired, particularly for a brand new show.
Yeah. And, but this is from Dan Fogelman, who kind of hit it out of the park with Only Murders in the Building. That being said, it was a very charismatic cast.
Oh, it absolutely was, but I also think that's all tied to people like the director and the producer, right? Like they're not going to, if they know what they're doing, they're not going to go forward with a poor cast or whatever.
And I cannot believe that what's her name is a billionaire.
Oh yeah, Selena Gomez. Yeah, it's pretty fascinating, particularly given that I think she's about age 30 or so.
God, failure to launch, man. I swear. Whenever I hear about that kind of stuff, I'm like, anyway. But you had to give up a lot to
Oh,
get what she's
absolutely.
got, you know.
Absolutely.
But who knows? I mean, brilliant people do brilliant things. So I think it's amazing. At any rate, this is about Paradise, not Selena Gomez kind of crushing it.
Well, I think this might be worth a watch too.
Sure. Yep, put it on the list. We'll end up watching it. And hopefully, we really want to expand the continuity report into watch parties where everybody sits and watches in Discord the same show on the same day at the same time, kind of a thing. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, post a comment in the in the comments on YouTube, or leave a comment in the review area of the podcast, or send an email to mayor@ohmtown.com. I read everything that comes down the pipe. So, all right, that's it. With that in mind, we're going to turn on the studio lights, and that's going to wake us all up. When we blink, we'll be back at the front page of the continuity report over at ohmtown.com, and I'm going to take the sentient AI with me when I say bye. Bye.
Bye-bye, hometown citizens. Thanks for joining us for the continuity report.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Okay. I don't like it when the buttons don't work. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Twitch.